Do I? Oh, do I need to opium? Maybe I do that.
Have you found anything, Mr. Holmes?
No.
Suit yourself, Mr.
No, you're useless.
What do you make of this, Holmes?
I've no idea what I'm meant to be doing. Yeah, it's not going to be... I don't know what you're asking me to do. What would Sherlock Holmes do at this point? Careful investigation of the area is in order. The shed. Yes. Right, yes. Yes. Look high as well as low. Okay, we'll look high and see. But that might just be the thing from the door, which we already have. It's this thing. Look high. Yeah. Yeah, so there's that nail. So it's that. No. No, I think I've... I said... No. Huh. What do I need to do again? I want to examine the... Right, okay. Okay, back to the... Check the lint... Okay. Yard. Check the base of the far wall. Oh, right, okay. On the print showing a missing nail. Right, okay. Maybe I need to look at the rest of these then.
Footsteps.
Okay. Oh, I see.
The right shoe is missing a nail.
Good grief! In Mr. Stennick's garden, I observed traces of footsteps leading from the wall around the house to the entrance of a nearby shack. No, I didn't. They were leading away. They were leading from the shack to the wall. Additional evidence of a heavy object consistent with being a man landing on the ground from the wall. Inference is... Yeah. Which changes actually the idea, because I thought they were carrying him, but... Because of the way most of the footprints are, I thought they were leading away, but it looks like they're not. So how... Okay, I'm really confused. Is that everything now? Can I go to Baker Street now? Yes.
Come, Watson, we must return to Baker Street.
What do you make of this, Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Stennick, I wish my news were your servant simply left your employment voluntarily for the service of a more honest man. Unfortunately, I don't have that pleasure. In truth, the news is grim indeed. Your servant was seen in the company of 2 men yesterday. One of the 2 is a man of moderate size, very robust, and a mature age. His profession, which will be the key element in our investigation of this affair, will be determined by me within few hours. The other is a young Hindi who is tall and only recently arrived in England. There is a darker side to these events. Your man was not with them by choice. Rather, the evidence shows he was kidnapped. At this moment, the reasons behind this villainous act are unknown, but rest assured, the truth will not elude me for long. Gentlemen, I wish you a good day. Come, Watson, we must hurry. There's a great deal to do and little enough time to spare.
Okay, how do we know that...
Holmes, I must protest. You did not spare my client, Captain Stennick. This seems unusually harsh.
That may be, Watson, but now what matters more is to know the reasons behind the kidnapping of this young aboriginal yesterday evening in central London, and more importantly, what has become of him. I must concentrate on a small experiment I will run to test my theories. Please go to the poor Lovelorn Barnes and ask him if he has something on the Maori nation and its traditions. Also, if you should happen to see the newsboy outside, find out what he knows, and if it has value, give him a coin. And for God's sake, don't be a miser, Watson.
A miser? You cost me one of my patients, and you question my level of generosity with your informers? Oh, really, Holmes? Sometimes you go too far.
Right. I was also... Oh, there it is. Oh, I can look at things more properly now. No idea what that is. Yeah, I've got a feeling that might be silver earring. Yeah, I don't know where we got that he was with, that there were two men and one of them was Indian. Like if we'd measured different, maybe if we'd measured different footprints, we would have seen different sizes, which would have given us that. Actually, it wouldn't, because we already knew there were two people involved. The Maori as well, Beopa. But where does one? How do we know one is Indian? And how do we know that the Indian one is the taller of the two? Like, there's no right. I don't know what I'm doing. Actually, let's look at that.
According to this monograph, the fish scale appears to be from a perch, a saltwater fish with high commercial and culinary value.
Fish scale found in the footstep trace in Stennick's garden. The scale is identical to that of a perch. It would have been, I think. Oh, and now we don't have that document anymore. That's a bit sad. I would have liked to have. Can I cut it? Stab it. Ah. Probably a sailor of some kind.
Very interesting.
Okay. A piece of cloth found at Stennick's on the door lintel of the young Maori's room. It's definitely woven flax. This cloth was dyed, yet not in England. Without the slightest doubt, this material originated in India. Like, if we'd done this stuff first, and we went, okay, this is what it means, I think it would have been easier. It would have made more sense, I think. Taking into account the height of the lintel, the only explanation is that a large man with a turban made from this cloth crossed the threshold. Right, so now we have the evidence that kind of supported his conclusions. But we didn't have the conclusion before. We didn't have the evidence before. There's no trace of such a man in the garden, which means he knew how to land in such a way as to leave no trace when he jumped, and that his shoes have a smooth, flat sole, like Indian slippers. With the other evidence included, this man is undoubtedly Indian and arrived in England only recently. We didn't have this when we made the conclusion game. Grr. Plant fibers, right. Tweezer them.
These rope fibers are clearly hemp. Now, about the origin of these stains.
Scratch it. Nope. So, okay, so those were ropes. So he must. So, assuming I'm right, he was carried, and Beopa was carried. He's tied.
Now it can't be used for anything.
Right. Okay.
I shall have to examine this more.
Oh. So we cut it.
The meatball ignited but failed to burn completely. There are, without a doubt, mustard seeds present, probably in exotic form. What could be the other components, I wonder?
I don't know. Okay, so is that now done?
Let's see if I can obtain a reaction with the help of my chemicals and apparatus.
I don't, what am I meant to do?
Now it can't be used for anything.
Okay. Water.
Now it can't be used for anything.
No.
Now it can't be used
I
for
don't know
anything.
what you want me to do.
Now it can't be used for anything.
And I can't pick up anything else.
Nothing. Nothing. Now it can't be used for anything.
What am I doing? What do you want? Right.
Perhaps if I apply heat? Now it can't be used for anything.
How do I apply heat? Oh, matches. What are we doing? I get that this is a magical device, magical plot device that tells us information, but there's probably other ways of doing this.
Incredible. I note a strong presence of opium blended with a concentrate of morphine. The remaining elements are a mystery to me.
Would it knock them out? Small lump found in the Maori's shack, who has a name, Beopa. Analysis indicates it contains opium blended with strong distillate of morphine, unable to identify the remaining components. Okay.
Let's see if I can obtain a reaction.
Okay, are we doing... Right, spirit?
Now it can't be used for anything.
Okay, acid.
Now it can't be used for
So
anything.
it's not acid. Solvent? Right. I'm just going to randomly guess what you want from me, game. I don't fully understand what this is meant to be doing from a scientific perspective, but whatever.
This is evidently coal soot mixed with water, and given the absence of any salt particulates, it must be fresh water.
Really? Hemp, likely from rope, stained with a trace of black substance, undoubtedly coal soot mixed with water. Fresh. But the perch is salt water. So this might be... I don't know.
I should look from the window and see where Watson is.
Okay. Oh, we swap over, right?
There's a good lad. How does it go?
Hello, sir.
My associate, Sherlock Holmes, said you might have information for him about... now, what was it?
The princess, Gov. He was looking for the scuttlebutt on this here princess what we visiting. Exciting goings on. Her bodyguard went missing the first morning after she got here. Nice job to look after a princess's body, innit, sir? They say he went out on the town having a go with the ladies, if you get my meaning. Like as not, he was trapped by some gang of toughs. Otherwise, who'd get the best of him? A proper giant he was by all accounts. Do I get me coins then, sir? Oh, thank you, sir. Obliged, I'm sure.
So... do I go back now? Or are you going to tell me to go... No, you wanted me to go and talk to Barnes. Let's go and talk to Barnes. I assume I haven't done that. Although that took quite a while. Figuring out how the mechanisms worked. So we'll, that's not how you wear a hat. These people are strange. Oh, Miss Fleming's not there. Is she in here? No. He looks quite creepy the way he's just standing there like that.
Good day, my dear Barnes. What about your...
Tell me, Dr. Watson, physicians are obliged to keep their patients' confidences, aren't they?
Of course. Whatever do you mean?
A moment ago, Mr. Holmes came to my shop and seemed very well informed about the details of my recent accident. You and I both know that there is only one person who knew about my condition, correct?
No, two.
Sir, I can assure you...
No, please, say nothing. It is so easy to ridicule my despair. But I love her. Can't you understand? I love her.
Yes, indeed. In fact, I came here merely to see if you have a book on the Maoris.
Over there, on the bottom shelf.
I mean, the other thing is, it is Sherlock Holmes. How do you not know about Sherlock Holmes and how, very good he is at, solving problems and stuff? So, bottom shelf. I mean, he's gesticulated vaguely in this direction, but... okay, it doesn't look like it's on a bottom shelf. I fear I have been lied to. It's not on the bottom shelf at all! You're just literally just messing me around because you think I'm in trouble. Because I think I passed on... I broke confidence with you. Right. I don't think he's got one, and this is just a wild goose chase. Yes, I assume Holmes is after the pattern. Maybe it's because I was too close. That is possible, I suppose. Well, that would be silly. You're too close to notice it. I mean, you didn't actually give me a title. Maybe I should go and talk to him again. Ah! What just happened? I clicked the mouse and I just went forward. Oh, if I hold it, that happens. Ah. Very silly. Well, not silly, just a bit strange, I would say. No, I cannot see it. It is not visible to me.
Did you find what you needed?
Okay. Edinburgh. Something Edinburgh. Huh. How do we use the equipment at Holmes' desk? I have to sit on the chair. Didn't do that. No. How do I answer the first quiz? Okay, that's a different thing. Entirely. There's not a shelf there. Where is this book then? I fear I may have been lied to. Bum. Oh, there it is. Nope. How do I... There we go. It wasn't on a shelf at all. It is important to realise that the people at the Earth's End. It's important to realise the Maoris create peculiar pictorial writings in the soil in order to express much more than simple artistic emotions. Okay, so in the picture in the shed was a clue. First, one must recognise that dreams are the centre of the Maoris' spiritual basis. According to ancient tribal dogma, all men live in a vast universal dream world, and our individual dreams represent our communication with invisible sacred spirits, which are all around us. When a Maori has a particularly notable dream with prophetic or moral value, he draws important moments of his dream in a symbolic fashion on the soil. The drawing is interpreted by the tribal shaman, who can order a radical change in tribal life depending on what the dream tells him about the future. This behaviour may seem incredible to those born in the civilized world. I don't think Conan Doyle would have included that little line, but alright. We require substantial fact and cogitation, sometimes too much, before changing important aspects of our lives, but our scientific observations over the last 10 years reveal several interesting things. Oh, you can't scroll this. Oh, you can.